What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Night Out Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Brimstone, and my co-host is RevTech. We're going to be talking... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Master Frylock. Frylock, yeah. So, we got some topic for you guys tonight. We got something to talk about when it comes to Switches, iPhone SEs, and Horizon Zero Dawn via PS5 exclusive. We got some things to talk about. We got some things that, you know, I think take up some time.
Is the stream bugging out for you?
Yes, it is. It's going from red to green, red to green, red to green, now red again, and now we're green. So I'm just going to hope that after the upload, it'll fix itself, because I don't know what the deal is. I really don't.
It's YouTube for you. Welcome to YouTube.
So what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a great night tonight. Like I said, we got some topics. We got some things to talk about, you know, for the night out. We didn't do one last week. We were all pretty tired. I got done rearranging the space. Got the black screen behind me. Got a little bit of a space that I need to cover up over here, but looks pretty good overall. I like the new placement. Got the lighting in a better way, so that way it kind of fills out the space a little bit better. And I have a negative space behind me, so that way I can pop through the image a little bit better. So, which one did you want to start with? Do you want to do 22 million switches?
Yeah, why not?
22 million switches for everybody. This is going to be Nintendo's answer to the shortages that they've been having due to the COVID situation, because more people are at home now. More people want to stay home. More people are doing things on their couches, their beds, everything else in between. They are gaming a lot. In fact, gaming has boomed. In fact, it's become the #1 source of entertainment in this country. We have literally surpassed the media market as far as movies, television, and cartoons. It is literally becoming the staple of entertainment. So I feel like that is actually a great thing for gamers overall. I believe that that is something that is definitely needed. From the past, say, 10 years or so, being called a gamer was a big letdown. It was a shame. It was a bad stigmatism. When you heard the word gamer, people were trying to shame others for gaming. Overall, I think 22 million switches for more people to have in their homes is a great thing. What do you think about this?
I think it's Nintendo Switch's answer. I mean, look what they have done. Honestly, I mean, they're answering the call during this virus and pandemic. I mean, they needed to. So many people want one. I mean, if I had the money, I would go get another one just for the hell of it, because there's Panzer's Dragoon.
Yeah,
remastered. That's really nice. There's a lot of games on the Switch that are getting re-released. The Switch, I'm just surprised that the Switch is still selling the way it is. I am in shock. Absolutely,
yeah. I mean, they're the #1 selling platform right now in the U.S. They have actually been dropping stock in almost all of the retail outlets by my house. You barely find them at the Walmart, at both Walmarts in my area. I think I found 2 of them the other day when we went to Target, because I wanted to see for myself if this was true.
People are fighting. Yeah, people are fighting to get one. That's insane.
That's awesome, dude. I love hearing about it. I love hearing that they're selling so good. People are getting into gaming. I got friends on my Facebook that have told me that they haven't touched a console in over 20 plus years. That the Switch was their first platform, dude. And they're all on the Animal Crossing crack cocaine right now, dude. Animal Crossing is the new crack cocaine for the U.S., if you guys haven't known. Welcome to the stream, Blue. How's it going?
Jesus, hi.
Blue here is also a crack fiend of the Animal Crossing variety.
I love me some Animal Crossing. I haven't played in a week, though.
But, like, there are people older than me, literally older than me by 20 plus years, that are picking up a Switch, buying Animal Crossing, and saying to hell with the rest of the planet. Which, you know what? Who could blame them? Let's face it. This is an unfortunate time to be around, but it's also the best time to be around, because now we can do all the things that we want to do. So,
well, right now it's a good
play
time.
Animal Crossing.
Exactly.
It's really a good time to get into watching movie streaming. Like right now, it's like 3 platforms that are booming right now. Is the streaming category, watching streaming movies, and Nintendo Switch, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it's odd.
I mean, Nintendo has never had to, other than the original Wii. Okay, original Wii aside, they haven't had to surplus a manufacturing boost and a long time for outselling platform hardware. They haven't done that in a long ass time. And the 3DS, I don't even think they had to do that with the 3DS because it didn't sell really well at the very beginning. It didn't boom until the second or third year of its lifespan. So, yeah, it's been a long time since they've had to do this. So this is very interesting to say the least to see Nintendo.
Did you guys just start by?
Yeah, we just started just a bit ago.
Yeah, just.
They don't need to release another Switch, to be honest, right now. Like, the current state that they're in, they don't need a Switch Pro right now.
No,
They
absolutely
don't.
not. I think they're doing just fine with the Switch that they have now. The new hardware implementations that are coming around the corner, I think they're doing good. Nintendo's in a really good place right now.
They can sit on what they have and then just wait for these new consoles to be released, and we'll see where the numbers lie. You know, when the X comes out, the Series X and the PS5 come out, then we'll see where the numbers lie. If these two other consoles are outselling the Switch, then I say okay, pull a trigger on a new one.
I'm gonna take a small bet here. With the PS5 around the corner and the Xbox, we were talking about this today during the game talk, and we are saying that it won't come out to next year or whatever.
Everything's getting delayed, dude. Season delays.
The Switch manufacturing boost is going to still help the market be saturated in the gaming market industry majorly. We are not going to see a new platform for a while, so the Switch is a welcomed addition when it comes to more people getting it in their hands, experiencing some of these awesome games. So I think that's a wonderful thing.
Speaking of earlier, if you guys were talking about it, I don't think it's going to be delayed. I don't think these consoles are going to be delayed, the newer ones. I think you're going to see is you're going to see a wave of them come out, and it's not going to be as many as you think it is. You better get it and pre-order it immediately. You're going to get it in your hands. They're going to have probably maybe like 1 million, maybe 500, 500,000 to offer right off the rip. It kind of reminds me of the iPhone back in the day when they had the shortage of iPhones coming out. Not everybody can get it. So what they're going to do is probably do it in waves. They're going to disperse, for the first people. Then you're going to have to wait about 2-3 weeks, out. And then they'll probably offer maybe some free stuff to you from there. Because you know how Microsoft is. They'll offer you up free shit. For the convenience.
The reason why I said there's gonna be a lot of delays is just because I've seen delays on everything. Like anything I like anime, movies, like even some games, everything's just getting pushed back.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a general census though, right? Like so far we've seen it in the movie industry, we've seen it in comic books already with the digital, any of the digital stuff that if anybody keeps up the comic books like Marvel and DC, some new chapters were being pushed back. We got game developers and publishers working from home off their laptops, so that has to be hard. I mean, yeah, so the delay doesn't seem unrealistic to me, honestly.
Well, Microsoft stated and Sony has stated they're not going to have a lot of consoles right off the rip. They said this is going to be a different launch from what they usually do. So, like I said, you're going to see it in waves. It's going to be like iPhones, where you get it in spurts.
I got a feeling that this might be a sort of situation for a launch product that's going to be mainly ordered online because of the situation, you know what I mean? And there's going to be
pre-ordering.
There's going to be a pre-order set to where you can receive it on launch day if you were to order it online and you get it shipped to your house. That's the only way I could see this working without them having to push it back. But if they're going for a full-on brick-and-mortar store retail setting, there's a pretty good chance that it might be pushed back because that's a lot of stores to fill. And as you guys already know, trucks of all these different companies are being tied up doing food delivery to all your local stores and retailers. So there is a good chance it might be pushed back, but I don't know. This is only we're coming towards the tail end of April, and things are starting to improve a little bit. And then it's kind of weird, right? Like it's going up, we're doing good, and then everybody's getting reinfected, so it goes back down again. Then it goes back up, then it goes back down. So it's really hard to tell. It's a very hard read. I'm gonna guess bounce back might be probably end of May, maybe the end of May.
I'm just gonna say Microsoft needs to take a page out of their competition, Apple, and they need to launch a website.
Yeah.
Or within Microsoft where you could just go right to the website and pre-order, and get it straight from them.
True.
It would be genius and smart. but they won't because they expect all these other retailers to do it. They should just do a launch off their website like Apple does and pre-order that way. And they can still have
Rev cut out.
Yeah, he cut out pretty bad. Rev, are you with us still? Look at the way it froze on the screen. Anyways, we'll allow him continue when he gets back and when he figures out he got frozen and he sees his image on the stream.
Should we tell him? No.
Oh, there you go. So you figured it out. All right. So, you back yet, sir? That was pretty funny.
Fully enjoyable.
Right? But I don't know, man. I'm a bit, like I said, Blue, like I'm a little bit mixed on this. I don't know if it's going to be a full pushback or not when it comes to, you know, delayed releases, but it could be. It really might. I mean, the way things look right now, there's like a good, I would say, 75% chance that you might be right on this. And we could go as far back as a year too, because marketing alone takes not only millions of dollars, but it takes time, energy, and I'm sure these guys aren't doing any of the marketing right now because of what's going on. So the marketing alone could be pushing it back another 3 to 4 months by itself.
And also, even if the consoles do come out, I can see a lot of games getting delayed.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like, this is like I was saying. Like you got people working out.
We already know Last of Us got delayed, so we already know that.
Oh yeah, let's work on that cure for the virus, baby. Anybody looking for a fungal growth to get rid of? Let's just say I don't want to talk about that part because it's a little cringy.
You know how like they talk about like we are talking about Last of Us getting delayed. Well, apparently, I've just had, at least from what I heard on Reddit, that it might get delayed again.
Again?
Yeah.
Because they discovered that the fungal curing bleepity bleep word that Allie has may not work against COVID.
No, because of COVID, because all the COVID, fuck, I can't say, all the beer flu stuff. That's why Last of Us might get delayed again.
No,
it's
sir,
just a rumor on Reddit.
Garuda Legends, welcome to the stream, sir. No, this is not Pornhub, but if you tip well enough, who knows?
I mean, I can send you all my hentai if you really want.
Garuda Legends, how you doing tonight, sir? Thank you for coming by. I hope everything's going well with you. I hope you're staying safe, my man. Ah, man, yeah, it's just a good time to be a gamer, although it is a bad time to be a normie and outside of your house trying to do things, because if you live in a neighborhood like myself, you are very much at risk of quite a few things going wrong for you.
Catching beer flu plus stupid.
Well, you mix that up with Coke fanatics, and then guess what? You're in for a very bad time.
Jeez, dude. Ain't that the plot twist of the story?
It's rough being in my neighborhood, bro. Like, it is. Like,
I
try not to shame these people, and I try not to be mean, but, you know, they actually allow these things to take control of them so much that they will rob you. They will break into your house. They even stole the tire off my truck already last year. I mean, dude, it is rough around here, bro. Like, these guys go through my yard to get to their house, even though I have stated many of times to stay off my property, and they think that I live in an apartment complex. It's a 2-story house, by the way.
Yeah.
They think it's an apartment, and that this is local land that they can do whatever they want here.
People are dumb. Also, my catch up's been good. Like, I think I'm almost catched up on everything. I got 60 more animes to watch, which I should be able to apply for that.
Went down.
Hey, welcome back, sir.
I have no idea what that was all about.
I've had Discord issues all day today. Don't feel bad.
Nah, Garuda, we're not doomed, man. It's not all doom and gloom, bro.
Watch tons of anime. There you go.
What are we talking about?
Oh,
It's a good time to do stuff.
It's just a good time to be a gamer, and it's, for the normies out there that, they want to go out and do stuff. I was just saying how unsafe it is, especially if you live in a neighborhood like myself, where you're surrounded by addiction, you're surrounded by people who.
Well,
think,
are you wearing a are you wearing a mask and whatnot going out?
No, no way, dude. I'm like, I have a cold today. I'm gonna sneeze on you. Achoo!
Well, you've been indoors more than being out, actually.
That's true. That's true. I really don't leave my house like hardly ever. I have like enjoyed my quarantines creepily enough. Like a lot of people can't take it very much that I've noticed. We've got people that we know that can't stay in their house more than 3 days and they go stir crazy. So, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like over here like, I got all my games to play. I have streaming stuff to do. I got this to do. I'm good.
Crazy enough, I haven't left my house since quarantine started. Like, and by left my house, like I'm not saying like people who say like jokingly, I actually have not left my house. I haven't looked out a window or even opened the door.
Well, everybody says everybody keeps saying get a home delivery or curbside service, but what nobody realizes is everything is backed up for 3 weeks because everybody rushed these, instant deliveries. You know what I mean? So for me, I've gone out with gloves and a mask, to these stores to get basic things. And when you go to the store, it's very exciting.
It seems like one of those apocalyptic scenes from a movie or game.
Well, no, it's anxiety. Like with me being in the store, like I was in 2 different stores. I was in Target, and then I was in Northgate Market, Mexican market locally to me. And Northgate Market's very popular down here.
Yeah.
So I got to see 2 different sides of how they're handling the whole social distancing and whatnot. So Target, they have people through the aisles. Workers actually do the aisles, and they'll tell you how long you could be in said aisle. And then in Northgate, everybody's on top of each other, and they really need to limit it how many people are in it.
Right.
In the store itself. So it's kind of very anxiety prone.
Yeah.
Because people are breathing on top of each other. It's very claustrophobic too, because you're like, when I was in Northgate Market, there were so many people cramming in the store to get stuff that you were like, it's kind of like Costco. You're like against the wall technically.
Right.
And yeah, I couldn't deal with that.
Trying to get to a meat counter or get somewhere, but they had everything. Most stores don't. They had everything.
And see, and in my area, it's quite the opposite actually. In my area, and I'm sure this has a lot to do with me not living in a huge metropolitan area like you do. At the beginning of this, the stores didn't have anything. Prices were doubled in meat and dairy. Kroger was really taking advantage of the situation. And it didn't stop people either. I mean, people were still buying in bulk, even though there were signs stating otherwise. They weren't, cashiers weren't enforcing it because they were scared of backlash of the guests. And overall, like, it was a pretty negative thing. We already had one guy circling the parking lot at our Kroger down in Fort Mojave.
Jesus.
Dude, it was bad. Like, this guy was going around harassing people for their stuff. And it got so bad that they actually had to call the cops. And the dude would not stop. He even got to a point where he was bringing out his gun off his gun rack off the back of his truck. And cops gunned him down. Yeah, no, they gunned him down in the parking lot. And that is just a terrible situation all in itself.
Well, these stores are not prepared, So
no,
in my
no,
store,
not for this. Nobody's prepared for this.
They're actually adding plexiglass between you and the cash registers.
Yeah,
and
they did that over at my stores. That's Smart and Final and I believe Safeway. Yeah.
So to prevent the whole spreading of it, I mean, just wear a mask. I mean, really, bandana will work fine. You can actually wear a bandana and be fine. All you're trying to do is just not the droplets. That's what it is.
Right.
So if you wear a mask, you can forget the gloves. You can just wear a mask and be fine. That's all they're asking you to do. And from all these stores, they're just got plexiglass. Like even at the United States Postal sending Brimstone something, or digital something. It was very, I'm not used to it. That's the thing. I am not used to this whole change, and it's very sometimes claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Very overwhelming, and it's very like you have to stand at the X's, and then you feel You feel dirty. Oh, I'm gonna tell. That's what I say to people. You feel dirty because you're so used to the normal stuff. Going up to somebody, you know, like everybody wants to stand away from each other. Just it's very dirty. But you have to go out because, you know, they say go get it instantly, you know, through a website and delivered to you in like a 3-week wait. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go right to the store and get it. And curbside doesn't help either. Like curbside, you still have to wait for somebody to bring it to you. You're still having that social reaction, which is, you know, there. But I think these consoles should do the website thing. Really, I'm with it. Website where you can go pre-order.
Well, has done it for a while now, so.
Well, they're doing it through all these other ways, through these like GameStops and shit like that. They should just have a way that you could just buy it right off the, you know, rip, pre-order it and be done, and have it delivered to you via FedEx or USPS or, you know, United States or you know, USP. Sorry, UPS.
True. So on more gaming news, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, PS5 exclusive. Do we have any input on this? What do you guys think about that? Do you think?
Wait, is it only gonna be on the PS5 or is it gonna be timed exclusive?
It's gonna be on PS5
Sounds
only.
like it's gonna be an only thing, dude.
Dude, that sucks because they're releasing the first one on PC, right?
Yep.
So,
Right.
dude, the first one's on PC, and if you want a sequel, it's get fucked up by a PlayStation nerd. That's absurd to me.
Well, it's a
Like, if it-
typical Sony move though.
Fair enough, but it's like here's the thing: if Horizon was only on PlayStation, like, and it never came to PC or whatever, that'd be fine. But having the first game come to PC and the second game is you have to get the PlayStation forehead.
Well, they
Like,
gotta
to me,
sell
that's-
consoles. That's the thing.
I get that, but it's like, why not use another game? Because you already have the first game that on the platform on other platforms. Like, that's what I don't get.
One of the things that doesn't really, like, here's a reason. One of the reasons why I'm not really bothered by it is because legacy software tends to go to other platforms after the death of that generation. So, and what I mean by this is, you look at the PlayStation 2. It had a lot of Armored Core games that was only on the PlayStation 2. And then it became sort of like this lost game franchise that no one ever heard of, getting re-released on the PSP and the Vita. So, like, eventually, I think, like Horizon Zero Dawn, like Neo, it's going to become somewhat of a, you know, I guess a move where Sony's going to have to, you know, retroactively bring that shit over to the PC platform because they know they have a following now.
Well, I think they're putting their toes in the deep end right now, and to see how it works out right now with these games and see how much they sell. They sell well, they'll do it again. I'm assuming with Horizon Zero Dawn 2, they'll release it to PC.
I think so too. I think so too.
It probably will come, but this news saying it's only gonna be on PlayStation, especially in the first games coming to PC, to me is just a bit maddening.
I mean,
like,
look at it this way. If you look at it this way, Blue, Naruto Storm, the very first one, was exclusive to the PlayStation 3. All right, no other game.
I love those games.
Yeah, so the first one was exclusive. Now it's on everything, right? So, like, I feel like if it doesn't come out soon, it will come out eventually.
And also, this is my new, but Storm 4 is on Switch now. If anyone cares.
Is it really? How does it run on the Switch?
I haven't played it yet because I'm trapped for cash in the moment, but it plays like basically the same as it always does. Good.
Well, there's a rumor going around too, which I was doing some reading on, that Guerrilla Games is working on another game to be a PS5 exclusive as well.
Probably another Killzone.
Well, they're saying it's Soulcom, because that's been going around for a while, that they're working on the next Soulcom, and it's going to be an online multiplayer only game. So without a story, so I'm assuming.
So it's gonna die in the first year in a crashing, heaping burn of fire, with Sony telling them, "You're not allowed to do that no more." That's what they did with Zipper Entertainment, dude. They did that shit with Zipper.
Yeah, I remember that. They should have brought it to PC.
They told them that they told us when we first bought the SOCOM game on the PlayStation 3 that this game.
You mean MAG, right?
No, I'm talking about SOCOM. They actually brought a SOCOM out to the PS3.
Yeah, they did.
And I'm not talking about confrontations. I'm talking about the excuse me, the newer one that was like a very arcadey version like game of it. It had a stupid light gun functionality with it and stuff. They told us that this game would have like a 3-year support cycle, which means you could play this all the time, nonstop, without a worry that the game.
It was SOCOM for U.S. Navy SEALs.
Without the worry of the service ever going down. Year 2, the service goes down because they refuse to fix the game.
They did the same thing with MAG. MAG was the same way.
And you know what's crazy is when MAG finally got all those patches in towards the end, it made it a much better experience. They fixed a lot of things. It was a funner experience, a more fulfilling experience, should I say, with your character development and how you could respec your character's assault rifle or submachine gun specialties. It was a much easier way of doing that after that versus where it was before, where it was a real grind. You had to grind out your character for like 30, 40 plus hours a week to get your character proficient enough to use an assault rifle. You know what I mean? I like those kind of games. I really do. I think they have a place. But the way Sony handles these things, I don't think they should be allowed to handle any online service ever.
Well, MAG was revolutionary, though. If you really
yeah,
think
it was.
about
It was.
150 players in one game. That was amazing. How they did it, but Sony didn't execute it properly.
And Sony was like, "We ain't having any of that, Chief. We're just gonna have to cancel support for you gamers."
What happened to MAG was they did the 150 thing, and then the hacking scandal happened right alongside of that, and then Sony just canned the project right from there, canceled the servers because they were afraid of hacking. And what happened? Because we all remember what happened there. It was down for 12 months. And they were held hostage until they did something about it.
I mean, I can't blame the people for doing it, really, because here we are, the supporters that bought into the game early to get into all these betas. We bought, what was it? We bought, what the, Medal of Honor. Remember that? Medal of Honor came with the MAG beta, right?
Yep.
And we bought into all the advertising. We bought into all the stuff. We paid extra money for this. We got into PlayStation Core, if you guys remember that service, to get into the chance of the beta for that. And Sony screwed us. They did. They screwed the pooch when it came to their community. And they still are at the community's doorsteps with their hands out going, "Here, we got new games for you guys. You want to play them? Don't worry, we won't shut them down again in the next year or so."
You know what's funny is Microsoft did on the back end of that. Microsoft's got 2 launch games that they have confirmed. Sony has confirmed nothing. They haven't even confirmed a console. They haven't confirmed. They confirmed a controller. But
I'd imagine it would be hard to confirm anything at this point, though, with what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, it would be
that.
It would be hard. I'm not trying to stick up for them or anything. I'm just saying, like, it would be kind of hard to confirm really anything to be concrete at this moment.
Well, and then you got Cyberpunk stating that I don't understand that logic. Why are they bringing out an Xbox One X when the game? They should just release a Series X special edition.
That's kind of cool, though. But, like, I mean, they're also doing that whole deal with NVIDIA. Like, the community made a meme about it, and then NVIDIA answered the call and said, "Okay, let's do it."
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of cool. I like stuff like that. I mean, if I didn't already have my Gears of War 5 themed Xbox One X, I'd probably go for a Cyberpunk. Hell yeah, that thing looks cool, actually. Have you seen the paint job on that thing?
It looks nice, but I wish it was a Series X, though. I would buy the Series X version of it.
They might actually do it. I mean, who knows? They might actually do it. So I know you're a phone guy. iPhone SE, is that a buy, yes or no?
So technically it's an iPhone 8 with iPhone 11 internals.
Right.
So they took everything from an iPhone 8 situation, better cameras, better processor, $399. $50 more for 164 he's like 160 gigs worth of storage for $50 more. And then it's for 256 gigs you're paying $100 more.
Might as well go to 256.
And then think about it in this aspect. Yes, it's got a 720p display, a little bit more than 720p. Touch ID in this kind of pandemic. You're getting it for $500 literally. So what do you got to lose?
I mean, 720p, but on a small screen like that, 720p still looks phenomenal. color saturation's there. I mean, just the overall color gamut, I believe, was what 65-70%, I think, on that display. Like, I mean, on a small screen, that looks really good. Looks really good.
And you're getting iPhone 11 specs, minus 1 gig of RAM, and you're getting it all in an iPhone 8 body, a little slimmer. I mean, you can't go wrong. Apple's got a winner. They got the best phone on the market for cheap right now.
So, like, as far as the camera quality goes, now that's just, oh, you know me, like, I like when I did my vlogs, I preferred the phone because it's right there in your hand. You just put the face cam on. The mic was okay. It wasn't too bad. So you could just get all your thoughts out in a blip pretty fast, then go and transfer to your PC, get your video. But, like, and it was easy to edit the footage. So, like, my question is are they going to have a flat mode on there where, like, you can record with just flat colors so that way you can actually do the saturations yourself?
Yes, and 2, they're taking so the iPhone 8, they pretty much did a hybrid camera situation. They took a little bit from the 11 XR camera kind of, and the iPhone 8. So it is not going to be as good as an iPhone 11. There is some shortcomings with that phone. But for the price you're paying for and what you're getting, Apple just pretty much used what they had.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's releasing the way it's releasing, because they took whatever they had on the supply line. And if you look at, when you see a teardown on it, it's so small inside.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
right.
the battery is traditional wireless charging, all for $400 bucks. I mean, that's a steal. You can't go wrong with that. And
Not
for
bad.
what they're offering, I mean, 3 different colors: black, white, and red. And it's going towards, the red version's going towards COVID research.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go wrong. And being a phone guy, I mean, I could sacrifice the Face ID, to be honest with you, for the fingerprint. You know, if I was gonna get a phone, it's between that or the OnePlus 8, really, Pro.
Right.
I mean, fully
Right.
maxed out. If you're in the Apple ecosystem, it's a done deal. Upgrade, processors there, and yeah, everything just works with it. I mean, it's got NFC, it's got Wi-Fi 6. The only thing it won't have is 5G support. But you're pretty much getting top tier iPhone. They're just
Everything
taking
else, yeah.
they're taking the 8 away, and this is what you got. And Apple's just, taking what
we
they
saw
have.
this before with the 5 and the 5S. They did it with they did that with the SE. They took out the 5 series and they replaced it with an SE, and that sold fucking tons. They made bank on that. Apple.
Apple's not for everybody, but what I like about Apple over Android is the fact that you have that harmony. You could buy a tablet and they all sync together.
Yeah.
Any Apple device, that's the cool thing being in the Apple ecosystem, is the fact that everything connects together. iMessage is a huge deal to me. Like, iMessage is a deal breaker.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes down to it all.
Okay.
I
What about you?
agree with you there.
What about you, Blue? You're an Apple guy. Are you gonna get the new SE experience?
Not for a while. I don't plan to get a new phone for a while. Cause
New handheld porn like which you've never experienced before, unless you have a Switch.
you're trying to entice me to get it now.
Now,
But no, I have an iPhone 10 right now. I don't need to get a new phone. At the
Okay,
moment.
that would be kind of going backwards for you then at that point, right? So
well,
like,
Yeah.
there would be no point.
the iPhone 10 and the SE, the new one, I'm gonna call it the SE2. The SE2 technically, the only downside on that phone is the camera. If you're coming from an iPhone, you don't get night mode.
Right.
So if you shoot pictures at night, then you're not getting it there. And Face ID. Everything else is just like a standard iPhone. If you have a 7, it's pretty much the same thing. Minus the processing power, you're getting what the current iPhones have. And the iPhone processor kicks the shit out of everything else in benchmarks and whatnot. Now, if I was going to go Android side, which I've been kind of thinking of going that side, that would be the
OnePlus.
8 Pro. I'd go fully spec'd out. 256 gig of storage, 12 gigs of RAM, 1440p, 120 hertz display. But the problem is with Android is the same thing I keep coming back to. There's no harmony. Like if I want to go buy a tablet, I have to go make a choice. Do I get Samsung's tablet? Do I get a Google Slate?
So you don't like choice when it comes to your electronics?
No, I like to keep it the same. I've always been that way. Like when I buy an Android product, I wish the company would sell a tablet on the side of it too.
Well, I thought OnePlus did though, don't they? Don't they have OnePlus tablets? I thought they did.
No, they don't, unfortunately. I wish they would.
Well, in that case, so you might as well go Xiaomi, because Xiaomi has both tablets and phone market covered with the same ecosystem.
And they just released a new phone too. So did TCL, so did Motorola.
You know what though? That Poco phone is still leading with hardware spec, dude. How old is that phone now? What, 2 years now? Three? Yeah.
And also the problem with Android is, and I don't mean to hate on Android like I do, but they don't support their software more than a year out of the box. You get main Android support, maybe one big major update.
And it's all network updates from there on out. Never once do you get a security update after that. That's one thing
Apple supports you for 5
hated
years.
about fucking Android.
Apple supports you for 5 years out of the box.
And the battery leaching. Why can't they fix that? The battery leaching is something that drives me nuts. I would still be on either my HTC or, better yet, my Samsung devices if it wasn't for that fucking battery leach. The battery leach kills me, dude. Like, there is no reason why you should buy a brand new phone for over $2,000 and have it leach battery juice that much in standby mode or off. No excuse for that, because they keep everything running on the background, even though they came out and said, oh guys, don't worry, we patched this out, we fixed it. Fuck you, you're lying, no you didn't.
One thing with Apple is the thing that, like, after their battery issues, now they have an indicator literally in the settings that tell you your battery, like, the health. That's one thing I'll give Apple. They've been focusing on privacy and the battery. And after they got sued hard, that's what they've been doing. And that's one thing I'll give Apple credit on.
Yeah,
Privacy
I mean,
is a huge deal.
But you know what? Owning my first Apple device, I love it. My 7 Plus, you know, my buddy gave it to me. I love the thing. And I was clowning Apple for years. I was hardcore Android all the way, all the time. And I just shit on Apple every time they release something new. I'm like, oh God, here we go, another fucking cash grab, right? Let me tell you, when you experience this ecosystem for your first time, and you actually start utilizing the entire process of the... Oh, cool. Hey, Wolf Regiment, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. Your gamer tag is Night Owl. Works out good.
Everything is like Apple. Everything's simple, and that's how I prefer. I don't want.
And that's what I was gonna
to
say.
get.
That's what I was gonna say. As somebody who likes taking pictures of their food, like everybody else does, as taking selfies and takes pictures of his Gundam models for Instagram, I will say this. The Apple experience of uploading those images is much faster and a little bit more intuitive. Not by a lot, but a little bit. And it comes out looking good. Where I've taken pictures with an HTC phone, with the one that they had. I had the Evo. I've had a Lumia. I've had 3 different Samsung products that, you know, you took a picture and you know you put HDR on or you put 4K on, and you upload it and it says 720p.
Well, I'll say this. So on the iPhone SE2, right? So they're using older cameras. So when this was when they used the iPhone 8 cameras, hybrid, technically. You got to technically think that. Let me say this better. With the cameras, it's a step back. So when the iPhone 8 came out, all the other cameras on Android were killing Apple. That's why Apple stepped their game up with the 11 the way they did. And they have one of the best cameras on the market at the moment. Next to Samsung. Samsung and them are 1 and 2. Like, literally 1-2 when it comes to cameras.
I mean, let's not bring up how Google said telephoto lenses was going to be a much better situation than what the premiers out there says it is.
You made it.
Now look at them going
Not
back.
throwing shit at Google or anything.
You may not like iPhone, but we can all agree that Google makes terrible phones.
Actually,
Their first Google phone was really good.
Their 3A right now is one of the best-selling phones that they had. But guess what they did with that one? They decided, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna remove the Google Pixel main Pro phone because this phone's doing well, and then the next one that comes out, the 4A is coming out next. So the 4A is gonna be their pretty much SE2 kind of phone, probably $100 more.
Yeah.
With weaker processor and and then the what was it? The Google Pixel 5 that they're releasing is going to have 3 cameras on it. Wonder why telephoto didn't work.
Also, probably copying Apple.
No, have you seen the Pixel 4? It looks like a smiley face on the back of the phone. It's like a
Oh Jesus!
It's like a moon shape. And they're going to have a super ultra wide lens. You know why? Telephoto didn't work. If you stack it up to the iPhone 11, it does not hold at all.
True.
It looks terrible. So the iPhone SE is 4K, I think 4K 30 recording with stabilization or whatever. So technically you're getting a better phone technically than what you have, Brimstone, what I have, what Blue has. The Bionic chip, the 13 is really where that functions. And you'll be good for 5 years because you get that sweet Apple software support. 5 years. I like how Apple supports the community for 5. That's why I've been with iPhones all this time, because they support the software. They just don't leave you hanging.
I mean, you're not wrong. What the hell? Failed to retrieve.
Where you're forced to get like fan updates and shit.
So is YouTube throttling us?
No. Wait a minute. Let me go to the live throttle.
If we're still here, sorry guys if it's pinwheeling every now and then for you.
It's pinwheeling now.
It's
on my end.
it should be coming back up soon.
Wolf said, "Wow, my gamer tag is Night Owl."
Yeah. Yep.
Hopefully it comes back.
So, was there anything else on tonight's docket, you guys, that you wanted to cover? Because we have a little bit more time if you want, or we could end it. It's up to you. It's 43 minutes right now.
That's your call.
What about you, Blue? Is there anything in particular you want to talk about?
No. Nothing really has happened other than delay season, which has made me sad. Like, I've been really depressed because of all this delay shit. Like, What?
Go ahead. I'm just messing with you, dude.
No, I don't know.
It's back. It's back up and running.
All right, guys. So, oh wait, I'm sorry, Blue. Go ahead.
No, just with all this stuff, like delay shit that's happening in anime, all the stuff that's in my wheelhouse. I'm really sad over it. And
That's amazing. Your game tag is the Night Owl. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's all for me. That's all that she saying.
All I'm gonna say is it's an interesting year so far with technology. Everything's getting pushed back. Me and Digital are not doing TwitchCon because of it.
Right.
It's a really shitty time because we were really kind of excited to meet up, and that's not happening. Most of my money's gonna go towards that new Xbox. That's where it's going. All the extra money that I have going towards that. So at least we'll have somewhat of some fun.
Which console has most potential when it comes to power?
The Xbox.
You know what, dude? I gotta agree. When you see it on paper and you're talking about hardware specifications
No, it's obviously
only,
the PlayStation, guys.
I really do think Xbox might have a jump.
Now, the Xbox, the only downside between the two is the NVMe drive, and that's going to be better on the PlayStation. That's about it.
Right.
Like,
but can you really say a hard drive can contribute to power, though? You know what I mean? It's just a writing platform in which a program runs on. So, personally, when it comes to, like I said, on paper, spec only, when you read the specs of the PlayStation and the Xbox, and you understand how computers work, Xbox looks like it may have a jump. Doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just saying, if you were just to look at the paperwork.
It comes down to the person, really. It depends on what exclusives you want. It's going to come down to the person. If Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is your thing, then you're going to pick up a PS5. If Halo and Hellblade and Ninja Theory and all that stuff is, and Game Pass is all what you want and desire, you're gonna get an Xbox.
Right.
For me, it's that way. Like, family sharing is better on the Xbox to me than PlayStation. I think, you know, a lot of things that I'm gonna be doing is gonna be more Xbox.
Right.
And with the whole remote share that they're gonna be doing, Xbox is just more for me. I've always been an Xbox guy, so.
Wolf says, I keep hearing that PS5 has more potential when it comes to optimization of games, but pure power is Xbox. You know, and I used to, here's the thing. I used to believe in Sony quite a bit in my younger years, okay? I used to be a hardcore Sony guy because I would say the same thing because it was true at the time. I mean, you looked at Sony games at those days and you could put it comparison to another platform and it was like no comparing it. Like you see this amazing looking game running on such crap hardware, you're like, wow, this looks amazing, right? But I don't know, man, we don't have old Sony anymore, we got new Sony.
There's conflicting reports going around that developers are having a tough time developing for the PlayStation because of the throttling that they're doing with the processor. So 1 minute in game you could be at the full power of the chip, and then the next minute you could be at 2.6 gigahertz within game.
Right. And Wolf, like people like myself, Rev here, Blue, like a lot of people say that. They say that if Sony can't bring their games like they used to, they're going to do exactly what you just stated, which is it all comes down to if Sony can compete with the Xbox Games Pass to me. If they can't, I am going to get a PC to get the Xbox Game Pass benefits and PC exclusives. I absolutely agree. That's the best way to go about, especially if you want more money. I mean, less money spent with more games earned. I would say that would be the best thing to do.
Or get best of both worlds. Get the PC and the Xbox.
I mean, that too, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it all comes down to our taste of what platform really gets our ticket going versus another. But if you were to look at it at a purely consumer-friendly, least amount of money out of your pocket, then what you just stated is absolutely correct.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, it beats paying full $60 retail for one game when you could pay $15 a month or find it on a discount somewhere on CD keys for a year pass and get any game you want to play forever for as long as you keep that up to date and paid. So, I mean, $60 a year, I mean, $60 for every 2 years versus $60 every new release. It adds up, so.
I mean, that's why Xbox is better to me because you're getting more. I know, you're getting more choices with Xbox, which also I think will make it beat Sony at least at the beginning for sure.
Well, they're trying to do it with PlayStation now, so what they're trying to do is copy the whole Xbox Game Pass kind of.
Yeah, but I don't know how streaming services work out for that.
They're not doing it just streaming from. Because I have PlayStation now, and I tried it, and I have a month of it.
I agree. I agree with you, Wolf. He says cross-platform has basically become essential, so I'm not too worried about not being able to play with my friends on PlayStation. Absolutely, I agree 100%, dude.
So with PS Now, people think it's a streaming service. Actually, you could download the games, like Xbox. You can actually download them now. They kind of took a page out of Microsoft's book and kind of let you download and stream it. You know, download or stream depending on how you feel. They kind of learned from that mistake they made right off the rip with it.
Yeah.
It took them a long time to get to that point. But it is expensive. You're paying $20 a month.
Right.
Technically, plus your PlayStation service, that's a lot of money. Which they should just offer it all in one, to be honest, like
they
Microsoft
should.
Does.
Absolutely, they should. There's no reason for them not to, right? We have a great service with what Xbox is doing, which, by the way, has been like hysterically clowned on by so many of the opposing fan bases. It's kind of ridiculous.
Red Dead
at this
Redemption
point.
2 is coming to Game Pass.
That was going to be my next point. We have Red Dead Redemption 2 coming over. We got the new Gears of War tactical shooter coming up. We have XCOM Squad, I believe, is going to be going to the Xbox Game Pass soon. Like, there's just so many different things coming up down the pipeline for that service. And I don't see why anybody's clowning on it still. You know what I mean? It's kind of stupid at this point.
It brings the question up now. Phil Spencer said we do not need first party exclusives. He did say that to sell a console.
Well, you know what? If you would have gotten a hold of me back when I was like 22 or 23, first coming to this site and start doing things like that, I would have laughed you out the door, right?
Right.
But this man doesn't just talk; he does, and that's something that Sony has always been guilty about not doing properly. They talk a big game, but they only deliver about 30% of what they said.
Well, Phil
Spencer's
stated that-
trying his ass off to deliver on everything that he's ever stated, which is something that I can actually respect.
Well, he
Also,
said,
first party exclusives might not be the future of at least console gaming or gaming in general. So that's why he's maybe getting ahead of the curve on that one.
Well, he turned around and said that we don't need first party to sell a console. We can have the greatest third parties out there with mixed in with first party. We don't really need to sell a console first party.
Right.
Plus
People are
their
gonna buy it on
services.
namesake.
Because it's because if without the first party stuff, the quality of the system will have to matter more, and I think Microsoft might nail that one. I don't know. Like we'll listen to that, but I think first parties and all this
May
stuff
wanna
that we
read
talk
that,
about.
Brimstone.
Yeah, I was gonna let Blue finish. Go ahead.
I
Blue.
think all the first party stuff that like, oh, you need exclusives to sell your console. I think all that shit's gonna die, especially when you see like a cross-platform play is gonna become a big thing. It's all gonna be about money, so all the shit's just gonna move over and come to everything eventually.
Right.
So I think first party exclusive games are just gonna die out probably this generation or whatever you want to call this new generation of consoles.
True.
Especially if you have Xbox saying they don't need first party exclusives anymore. Yeah. I think Microsoft's ahead of the curve and Sony's too busy looking in the past.
Well, Phil Spencer's statement was more of we're gonna get with our brand. People are gonna buy just for the brand and the names that come with it, like Halo and things like that. That's why people are gonna buy the console. He wasn't really saying like first party's ever gonna die, but he was saying we can survive on third party without it. And people
Which
will
I think
buy
is a
our
good thing.
console.
All right.
Well,
so-
sorry.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish. I don't want you to forget what you're gonna say.
Well, third party. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, really, it's gonna come down to what flavor you want. You know,
Right.
You want a PC and an Xbox, or you want PlayStation and a PC, or you could just have either or. It's gonna become. It's gonna be interesting in the next 10 years how, you know, you're gonna be able to pick a flavor and how you can play. You know, but the only other thing is, you know, with this whole thing is with especially us streamers, you know, it's coming down to do you pull the trigger on 4K now or you don't? You know what I mean?
So
They
Wolf-
got to get that. They got to get that bandwidth together, though.
Right,
That's the
right.
thing.
Exactly. So Wolf says Red Dead Redemption 2 looked like a PC game on my PS4 and was the only game to make me stop playing video games for a week since I knew nothing else would be so immersive and enjoyable. I absolutely, yeah. I mean, I can't say I agree with you on that because I haven't played the game, but I could agree with your situation because there are games like that for me as well that I've experienced that made me do the same thing. So
I don't want to be that guy, but I thought Red Dead Redemption 2 was fine. Like I like GTA 5 more than Red Dead Redemption.
and he said, other than God of War, since I have Red Dead 2 and God of War tied for my favorite game, I just can't choose. Don't enjoy them both. Make them both your top. It doesn't matter. It's your choice, right? So yeah,
Right.
man, absolutely. The games that I actually had that experience with was Uncharted 2. Was one of my favorite all-time PlayStation 3 exclusives. I absolutely adored that game. Played it online for years. And then the second one would also have to be God of War 3. I love the God of War series. I hated with what they did with the new one, right? I'm not saying I won't try it, but I'm an old school God of War guy, not the new school guy. So to me, old school, from what I experienced with that franchise, I absolutely adored it. So those were my top two when it came to PlayStation 3 stuff, though. So that's just that.
Gears of War 5 for me, and I would say Horizon Zero Dawn. Or
I was
Zero
gonna say,
Horizon
I
Dawn.
was gonna say, as far as new games go, Gears of War 5 is probably my number one.
Like sometimes I gotta stop, you know, like during the two end levels and just stop and look around. They did a really amazing job with how they handled Unreal 4, and I gotta give it to Star Wars Fallen Order. That's another one that I have to stop once in a while and look around, because that's so beautiful looking, and they did a really good job on consoles controlling the whole Unreal 4 and how they do dynamic resolutions.
A game that I think GTA 5 and Metro Exodus are probably the games that last games that sucked me out.
Metro Exodus is another one that the scenery is so beautiful.
I think Metro Exodus is probably one of my favorite games. Like, I just call it my game of the year, even though it didn't come out technically this year, but it came to Steam this year, so it's my game of the year. So.
What was the other one? Sekiro? What's the other one?
Sekiro. I'm more into Bloodborne and all that stuff, so that's why I didn't like Sekiro all that much.
Well, I liked it for the scenery and what they have to offer. You know, or Nordai or Nordy or whatever that game is. That scenery was pretty good too. I did like the scenery in that. I think these consoles are going to be interesting this time around. I think what's going to be fascinating is how Nintendo's going to go alongside with them with the Switch Pro. I'm more fascinated for the Switch than I am these new consoles, because we already know, if you're a PC tech guy, you already know what's going in here. But I'm fascinated to see what Nintendo and Nvidia are going to come up with. You know, with the Tegra X2 or whatever they're going to do. Because Nintendo's done something impressive. They've made mobile gaming really fun.
So I got a question. Are we ready to tie this up?
Yeah.
All right, guys. I just want to say thank you so much for coming by and watching the Night Owl Gaming. Just so you guys know, the stream doesn't exactly end for the night. I will be streaming over on Digital Fracture over at Mixer.tv. Go check it out. Go check out RevTech. Also goes by Master Frylock, and I don't know your numbers. What was the numbers on that?
13.
Master Frylock 13 over also at Mixer. Blue does a stream because he's a plebonian. So we're going to be playing Valorant tonight. If you guys are willing to come by, check us out, maybe, see what you guys think. I've been kind of cracking out on Valorant along with these two gentlemen. So we're going to be squatting up hopefully tonight and playing some. But if you guys enjoyed the show, make sure you subscribe. Maybe leave us a like, maybe some comments. Let us know what you guys think.
Especially me carrying on Valorant,
I'm
I'm just saying.
We're doing the vape game over here, yeah.
We do the vape game. I just haven't, put that out there yet. I just want to kind of.
Well, I was just giving it free marketing because I was like, I'm vaping, vape game.
So we do the vape game. I have a channel called the Vape Game, and this gentleman here is also going to be a fellow content creator on that channel, and anybody else who's welcome to also create videos of unboxings and tips and tricks about handling your vape. Go check out the Vape Game channel. You guys might like it. But unfortunately, Pete, we are on our way out.
Oh, motherfucker.
But thank you guys for coming by again.